Hi folks, this is class exercise number 2. I want to focus on continuing where we left off on the class exercise number 1 for IMED1316 or 1416 Web Design 1. And this is our file structure that from class exercise number 1. This is very important for you to follow my specific instruction, how I like for you to do this. Please name on your hard drive first a directory with your name. I need a directory of your name, okay? Originally I have IMED1316 dash the course section number with it. Let me just throw this up here, hang on. So picking up where we left off from class exercise number 1, I asked everybody to create a directory of IMED1316. Please note the way how I name this. Please name it exactly what I have here. I ask you to uppercase the letter IMED, no spaces between the D and the 1. Just name it exactly what I have right here. All right, IMED1316 dash. Don't put any spaces in there. And I want you to create a directory with this name dash. Give it the section number. So it's going to vary from semester to semester. If this is a 1416 or 1316 and your section number for this particular spring 2023 happens to be 82300. So where do you get this number? Well, look on eCampus shell. It has this number on there. So this is what's called the rubric. This is the course number, and dash, this is the section number. It should be a 5-digit number. All right. It's very important for you to name it like exactly what I asked you to do right now with it. And if you could for me, call it SP. All right, short for with an SP as a spring 23. That's all you need to do for me. Okay, can you do that? So I know this is the course number. Inside of this, you need to create a subdirectory with your first name and your last name with it. Like in my case, I created a directory called Dan Dow. Please don't call it Dan Dow. So I ask you to do it. Just let's try to do it very simple. First initial, last initial with it. If this works with it, of course I can't because I have the visual code not right now open for it with it. So let me see if I can rename this right now. I might have another file right now open to it. Let me close that out really quick. Hold on. So please name your file exactly. I have my first name, uppercase the first letter, and my full last name. So underneath this directory, I need for you to create a subdirectory. Call it your first name and full last name and last name. All right, so in my case, I have a subdirectory. I'm gonna, you notice it should be indented in, Dan Dow, no spaces in there. So put your first name and last name in here as well. Underneath this, for me, please. Underneath this, if you can please, if you look at this file structure right here with it, I need for you to create class EX1, class EX2, exactly how I have this. Uppercase C, uppercase E. Just create exact, no spaces, anything like that, okay? In addition to this right here, I need for you, we're gonna actually need to create another subdirectory, 2 more, to complete this with it as well. So I'm just gonna go in here right now. I'm gonna do new folder. I want you to create a folder called IMG, short for images, and click on your name, right mouse click on it at that level, create a new directory for me. Another directory called CSS. Don't worry, we're going to get to these folders right now with it. We're going to, outside of this, I'm going to help you create a very simple HTML page. Let's call it index. We haven't done it yet. All right. So let me just delete this for now. Let me delete this right now with it. So as of right now, this is why I need for you to have 6 subdirectory with class EX1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 7th one is the CSS lowercase and IMG directory with. They're all empty right now with it, okay? So that's what I need for you to do right now is this file structure for this entire course. Note, make sure Dan Dow, or your first name and your last name directory, no spaces in there, is a subdirectory of your IMED1316 with it. and this is what you're going to be moving to. You're going to move this entire folder. You're going to take this folder right here. You're going to copy this folder to the G drive. This is what this intention for this exercise is. You're going to have G drive. They're going to host this website for you. Okay, so so this is my Firefox I have right now with it. I'd like for you to just go to G Drive for me, or log on to Google anywhere you want to do this thing, gdrive.com, or if you go to Google, just log in. You can go to google.com. It does the same thing with it. So let me just do google.com, and you come over here with it as well. Click on sign in right now with it. I want to use one of my courses login right now. I have multimedia course 2020 is my username login with it. I'm gonna click on next with it. Make sure you have an account. This is all should be completed by task number 1 that I asked you to do with it. So make sure you log in. Now inside of this right now, I'd like for you to come down here, and you see where it says Google Drive, this icon right here. This is the icon for the drive. You click on it. Of course, my file structure looks nothing like what your file structure looks like right now with it. Don't worry about it. We're going to move towards with it as well. So this is your drive. Remember now, your file is going to look totally different from my files with it. So here's what I'd like for you to do. So if you follow these steps that I should have you do right now, we're going to go into this file right now. And you're going to actually, I'm going to open up that file structure that we were looking at, this right here with it. So I'd like for you, click on this, you know, you see how I clicked on the IMED1316 and the name of the section number, and this is what I have as a subdirectory. Is Dandow is my subdirectory with it. I like for you to drag this directory, all right, drag this directory and its content. If you drag the parent directory, the content of it, file structure is going to come with it as well. So here's what we need to do. So if you recall, inside of this I have ClassEx2 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and CS and IMG, right? So I'm going to take this directory, I'm going to just drag it underneath the files right here. I'm going to let go, right? So it's going to transfer that content over there. It looks like this. Here's what the folder looks like right now. Let me move this out of the way. So inside this folder I have all the directories I have right now. So here is where I'm going to, the next part is I have to mirror this file structure that I have right here. Let me change the way this looks with it. So I'm going to mirror this file structure exactly how it looks like down in my file structure down at my local drive with it. It's very important that you have a mirror image. Mirror means replica. Mirror means exact same file structure. Remember that, okay? So we need to create an index page right now before we can actually go live in public with this right now with it. So give me a second. So this next step, I assume that you have completed class exercise number 1. You install code. So go to your code, to your search, and just type in code, and it pulls up your Visual Studio Code. If you can please pull that up with it. And it looks like this right now. So if you pull up your code for me, the first thing your screen is going to look different with how I'm looking. So if you can please go to File, I'm going to try to open up this file structure that you have here. This is you need to point your Visual Code to this section right here of your page. Okay? This is the file structure. We need to point it at this level right here. All right, to show this content right here. So I'm going to come in here right now. I want to do File, Open Folder. And I need to find, like I said, I want to find where I store my files with it. If you look at this path I happen to have, this is the path I have. And let's say you were at here, I have a folder called Spring 2023. Let me expand that. I have a course. This is the course number that we're teaching in right now. Now, again, it's going to vary from semester to semester with this. Well, let me expand this right now. I want you to point it at the level of your name to show class EX 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all the way CS and IMG right now, and select that folder. So this is the default. Does your screen look like this before you move forward? All right, make sure it looks like this before you move forward. It's very important that we start at this point right now with it. All right. If yes, if not, you need to get it to looking like this. This icon right here, we're going to click on as a new file. Please name it exactly how I asked you to name it. This is going to be called index.html. Don't uppercase it, don't lowercase it. Put everything lowercase, index.html, all lowercase for me, please. All right. So there's only one index page per file with it. So this is a file. It's the only file sitting out here right now with it. All right. So I like for you to follow along with what I'm going to type to see. You have to take my word for it right now with it. We're going to replace this page in this next exercise we're going to be doing with the CSS right now with it. So make sure you're using the IntelliSense. Watch how I code this and listen if you can have two screen and have code along with me. Don't just watch, code along with me. Pause, rewind, and all that stuff with it. Left angle bracket opens, this is what's called the IntelliSense. If you use the IntelliSense, it helps you to code. So bear with me. Explanation, doc type defines this document as an HTML page for the browser to open. You're going to start out with the next angle bracket. These are what's called elements. Just type HT and automatically it filters out to HTML, hypertext markup language. And you close the right angle bracket, it closes that particular tag, you hit enter. Inside of that, what we're building is the document object model with it, bear with me. And you're going to actually, there's two sections. The first section is called head. And that every tag that you have, it's going to actually have a forward tag after it, means it's a closing tag. So there's beginning and ending. You think of it like that. The only one it doesn't have one is this line 1 right here. That's the only thing it doesn't have. So HTML, closing your HTML. You see how that pairs it and has a line comes down? If I click on the head, same thing. There is the opening and closing. If there's a head, there has to be a body. So if you can please type in body, look at the IntelliSense. It closes it for you and hit enter with it. So in here, let's give this a sample as a placeholder with it. I'm going to give this an H2 with it, and you could say something along the line, welcome to your first name, not my first name. Let's put your full name on here. Dan, sorry, I want your first name and your last name's home page. Don't put my name on here, okay? Put your name on there. That's all we're going to put. Inside of this head tag in here, we're going to go in here, I'm going to hit tab. It puts in, you can put in a title. All right, again, this is the title page, and you can give it something along the line, welcome homepage, like this, a very short, brief, you can, with it. So very, that appears on the tab with it as well. So if you know these are color coded, and it has a little white, in my case, I had a white dot up here, depending on how you format your screen with it. So I'm going to Control S. This white dot's going to save it. All right, or file save is going to actually save it as well with it. So you hit this will save it. So look, we created a file called index, right? So if I need for you, the second thing I need for you to do is to install the live server in this. So if you come over here where these little cube is, and it has what's called an extension, okay? So you click on it, I want you to type in, I have a whole bunch of extension on these things, so don't worry about my list with it. But I'd like for you to install what's called live server Redwick Day, this one right here. So click on that, if you can please click on that, and hit install for me. Mine, I do have it already installed. What this allows you to do is to see your web page live in a browser. All right, so I have mine installed already, so this is what mine looks like, but yours should say something like install. You click on it, give it a few seconds, it should allow you to install this with it. After you have this installed, come back, click on your index page right here for me. Click on your index page. Come on over here and open up your File Explorer right here, okay? So I'm back here to my File Explorer. I'd like for you to select the index page, right mouse click on it. After you install the Redwick Day live server, right mouse click on that file. You should see what's right mouse click, not left mouse click, right mouse click. Open with live server. And I'm going to click on it, give it a few seconds, and it opens up on this side over here, so I want to bring this page over here so you can see. It looks like this, all right? So can you see that? It has a little message. This message is the Welcome to Dandow page, which is this right here. This is a H2. And if you notice, the title of this is what? Welcome to my welcome homepage. Okay, that's fine. We just want something as a default right now with it. Don't worry about the content, what it looks like. I just need an index.html. I want to point out something since we're here with it. This part right here I'm highlighting, this is what's called a loopback IP address. Anything that you see that starts out with 127.0.0.1, that's a loopback. You are looking at this web page on your local computer, not the web server. Colon 5500 is the port that is on your computer. So think of a port like the window to your house. / is meaning, look at this directory. This is where we define the Dan.da directory. So this is this directory we're looking at. And this is the name of the file, index.html. So this is what local directory, this is what this is saying, meaning it's your computer. I cannot see this web page because this web page is on your computer. There's no way for me to access this right now. What we need to do is we need to transfer this file structure, this whole file structure, including this new file, which the only thing that we did new is index, right? So we have this index page right now. Let's come over here. Let me pause the first segment right now because I don't want to make it more than 10 minutes. So let me just pause. The second segment we'll start out with, we're going to go into Google, and I'm going to log into Google. We're going to take it from the Google Drive and show you how to host this. All right.